Welcome to the second YouTube video from the desk of Greg Sansom. So first of all, my lady Kylie's been phoning you and just checking up on your email addresses and making sure that you've received this YouTube video. You'll receive an email, you'll receive a good picture of myself, I think, with a play button on, and all you need to do is just click on the play button and you'll receive my newsletter. Rightio, so let's get started. So what's news from Liberty? So first of all, I'd like to talk to you about something that we've introduced, which I think is quite important, called the death income feature. Now, so many times we get asked by our clients, when I pass, Greg, leave this amount of money to my wife, they leave this amount of money to my son, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, a lot of these people haven't seen this kind of money in their lives before. And when they get given this money on the untimely death of the life assured, this money sometimes gets misappropriated and doesn't actually get used for the correct means. So what we've done at Liberty now is we've come up with what we call the death income feature. And what this does is it allows the life assured, while he's still alive, to nominate how much money he'd like to actually leave to, for example, his wife on a month-to-month basis. So instead of paying her out all this amount of money, which can be misappropriated and not get used for the correct means, we can now take this amount of money, park it into an annuity, and actually pay her out on a month-to-month basis, making it less overwhelming, making sure that we better understand your needs, the life assured, while you're still alive. So I think this is a great feature. It avoids these people receiving all this amount of money and using it and laundering it. We take the money on the untimely death of the life assured, we invest it, and in turn pay these people out on a month-to-month basis. We can set the term from 5 years to 20 years. We can really make it very bespoke with the life assured while he's still alive, making sure that we execute your exact needs as per what you want. To do this change to existing policies, it's quite simple. All we do is we change your beneficiary form, where we take your current beneficiary form and we nominate the death income feature. We then take the total amount of life assured that we've allowed and we split it amongst your beneficiaries, and you then select how much you'd like them to receive on a month-to-month basis, or the portion of the life insurance that must pay that amount of money. So great feature. I think it's something that needs to be considered by those people that are not sure if their benefactors are going to handle all this money on their untimely death correctly. And our office is right here to make sure that we can help you guys sort this out. So from Liberty's side, something new, something unique. Again, it's just understanding the client's needs a lot better and tweaking our products to make them obviously a lot more market related. Okay, so let's talk about standard. So where are we with regards to this market of ours? Let us not talk. So quick sticks, the JSE is still down 2.5% year to date. We're sitting with the rand to the dollar at a nice 12 Rand 40, which is not good. We're sitting with a petrol price that's just gone up 85%, so I think that's going to put huge strain on the consumer. And of course, yesterday what happened was we saw our GDP numbers, our second quarter GDP numbers coming out, and guess what? We were down 2.2% in the second quarter. So we're still chasing a total gross domestic product of 1.5 for the balance of this year, and we believe that it's still achievable. We believe that what's happened in the market at the moment now is not on our own right. It hasn't happened because of our bad doing, and we still believe that we're able to actually get 1.5% in terms of nominal growth this year. Okay, so where do we find growth in the market? Now, as you well know, one of our jobs is to make sure that we take your hard-earned cash and we try and find where there's growth opportunities. Now, as you well know or might not know, our property portfolio has been absolutely smashed this year across the board. All the property stocks have really come off really hard for various reasons, and I'm not going to go into that right now. But in terms of opportunity, where I see opportunity in this market going forward is in something like we call it's not something like I call, but in our standard income fund. So I had breakfast with Keelan Ngluvu about 2 weeks ago, and we sat down and we had a brief chat with regards to where he believes his property fund is going to finish up this year. I'd like to explain to you that his property income fund historically has delivered double-digit returns over the last 10 years. This year is the first year that he's in negative territory because of the bad write-up with regards to South African retail property and commercial property. But here's what he's got to say. So the Standard Property Income Fund invests 40% inside global countries. Now, when I say global, he believes at the end of the day, the Eastern European bloc is the place to be. So 40% of this property income fund is invested into our Eastern European bloc. Now there you get your rand hedge, and what he believes is at the end of the day, the Eastern European countries are about 10 years behind our commercial side. So what we've seen happen to our commercial property development over the last 10 years, we are still going to experience this in the Eastern European side, which again is going to return massive yield for you. The 60% is invested locally, and what we're really liking at this particular time is e-commerce. So we enjoy the e-commerce space, and Keelan's actually gone and spoken to the guys at Fortress B, and they've just done some massive developments next to the highway on the way to the airport, where they believe that your companies, Takealot and so on and so forth, all your e-commerce online companies will actually build massive warehousing to house all their stocks. And of course, this is a good growth sector as far as we believe. So the property income fund, standard property income fund, I think there's great opportunity there. Keelan reckons to me that at the end of the year we should still see a return of close to 11 and 14%, and I think that's an opportunity that we need to take. I'd like to just say this much. Talking to Keelan gave me peace of mind that our property sector is still very, very solid. Specifically with regards to the way he looks at the e-commerce space. For example, Takealot. What is the highest buying items on Takealot? I mean, would you ever imagine that the answer to that question is one, dog food, because people don't like carrying their dog food to their house because it's too heavy. And number two, the second highest thing bought on Takealot is nappies, because they're 25% cheaper. So this is the detail he goes into before he actually invests in a company, your hard-earned cash, in order to in turn get yield. All right, so fundamentally I still believe the market is in a good place. I believe the property income fund is definitely a place to possibly put some money if you've got a view of 2 to 3 years. And in closing, I'd like to say the following. It's taken 8 years to bring this country down to where it was last year. I think we need to give the current people a bit of a chance. It's going to take a bit of time to fix this country. We need to be patient, we need to be committed, and keep on looking for, let's call it the value propositions that are out there. So we at Liberty and Stand Up will continue doing this. And once again, I want to thank you very much for entrusting us with your savings and your financial planning. And my office is on standby and in attendance should you need anything and any help. Well, that's it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this newsletter. Hopefully you watch it. It's better than reading it. And have a great month going forward, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Greg Sansom signing out.